I'm Kajal Kaur. I'm here to conduct your speaking. May I know your full name?
My name is Ramandeep Kaur.
Okay, how may I address you?
You can call me by my first name Raman.
Okay, may I see your ID?
Yes, here it is.
Okay, where do you come from?
I come from Monobad. It is located in the north part of India.
Okay, let's talk about work or studies. What work do you do?
I'm a student. I completed my senior secondary school and now I'm planning go abroad for my higher study.
Do you miss being a student?
Yes, of course, I miss being a student because when I was student in my school, that time I was mostly on concentrate on my study. Rather than these days, I have a lots of skill others related to work in my home, and sometime in leisure time I also work in related to some other skills.
Okay, do you prefer to study in morning or evening?
Well, I mostly prefer to study in the morning time because I think it in that time I feel more rejuvenate to my mind. And if I talk about it related to the relaxations of mind, I think the morning time is sufficient for me.
Okay, let's talk about home or accommodation. Do you live in a house or flat?
Well, these days I live in a house with my all family members, but if I talk about related to the future time, definitely I will live in the flat because I think it is a good for me. I now I'm planning to go abroad for my higher study, and that time if I live in the flat or related to the some accommodation, I think it is a good platform for me.
Okay, what's your favorite room in your house?
Well, there are six rooms in my house, but my favorite room is my drawing room because a lot of time I spend with my family members and with my friends. I live in that room, and in the evening time, I mostly watch the television with my family members in the drawing room.
Okay, let's talk about hometown. What's the name of your hometown?
My hometown name is Monobad. It is located in the north part of India.
Okay, is anything you dislike about your hometown?
Yes, I dislike mostly think is the road system because the road system is not good in my hometown and people face a lots of problems related to the traffic as well as related to the conjunction of roads. So road system is a very difficult problem in these days in my home.
Okay, let's talk about puzzles. Did you do puzzles in your childhood?
Yes, of course. When I was child, that time my parents always give a toys related to the puzzles game, and I think it was a good that time for my brain because it is a good for brain exercise, as well as these days I also played a puzzle game when I am free.
Okay, do you like to doing word puzzle or number puzzle?
Well, it's totally depend on my mood. When I was bored that time, I always play a numbers of puzzle game, and sometime I puzzle a game on my computer and mobile phone.
Okay, let's talk about housework and cooking. Do you do some cooking at your home?
Yes, of course. Sometime I help with my mother in cooking, but I'm not a perfect in cooking skills because I'm a student. I only concentrate on my study these days. But when I was free in my home time, that time I help my mother in the cooking.
Do you think your house is clean and tidy?
Well, my house is always clean, and there are a lots of facilities related to the servant. Like my mother always perfect time and perfect clean method to tell the servant, and my all family members also. Do some effect related to the clean house, so I think my house always clean.
Okay, do you want to learn how to cook?
Yes, I want to learn how to cook meals and food because I think that this is a good method for me because I go to abroad for my higher study and it is very necessary for me if I tell the how to cook the food in my life because in the future time I don't face any problems related to the cooking skills if I learn these skills in these days.
Okay, Raman, it's a time of your cue card. I gave you 1 minute for preparation and 2 minutes for speak. Your topic is describe a family member whom you would like to work with in the future. You should say who is the person is, have you ever worked with the person before, what kinds of work would you like to do with person and explain how will you feel that.
Okay.
Okay, start.
Well, there are six members in my family. I love to my all family member because they are my role model. But today I would like to talk about my best family member. That he is my brother. He is a elder from me, and he is a perfect in all skills because he completed his business diploma from New Zealand. And if I talk about it later to the knowledge, he know about the all amenities of the other country as well as in my own country. And I think he is a perfect on in all skills because these days he planning to open their own restaurant. And if I would get a chance to work with them, definitely I work with them in a restaurant because I think I learned from a lots of things from my brother because he is not my only my brother but also my role model. And he helped me a lot in my education system as well as when I stuck in some difficult problems. That time he always get a help in difficult task. And I mostly spend my leisure time with my brother, and that time he always told me related to the my future goal as well as related to the my education system. And I think it is a best platform for me when if I work with my brother. And I think that days my brother also get a lots of skills related to the manage how to manage their time in the restaurant. And I also learned these skills from his because I think in the future time I did a job related to the cashier with my brother. And that is the my goal. I work with my brother in the future time.
Okay, okay. It's a time of your follow-up questions. Are there any positive effect of working with a family member?
Yes, I think there are a lots of positive effects if I work with my family members. Like, firstly, if I talk about it related to the hard work, I get more hard work with my family members. And secondly, if I talk about it related to the responsibility, I don't get any responsibility with my family members related to the work. And I think it is a necessary for me. I get a huge time spent with my family member. This is a very important for me.
Okay. What kinds of family business are there in India?
Well, there are a variety of business in India related to the open restaurant, open their short term Punjabi Dabba is it a very famous in India. And there are a lots of purpose related to the supermarket. There are a lots of variety of shops related to the books, related to the clothes. There are a variety of business available in the India.
Okay. What are the advantages and disadvantages of family business?
There are lots of merits if I work with family. Firstly, the time management. I will learn the management, how to time management with their family members. And I also learn lots of skills from our family members. And it is a very good example. Like we can spend the huge of time with the family member. And if I talk about the demerits, there are a lots of demerits. Like we cannot interact with new people, and we get not get a chance to meet with new friends. And we mostly spend their huge time with the family member. That's why I think there are a lots of demerits also.
What are the advantages of working in a big company?
I think there are lots of advantages if people work in the big company. Like they can earn a name and fame from through that company. And also earn a handsome money from that company. And there are lots of other benefits related to the interact with the new businessman people, and they can also learn lots of new skills from that company.
Okay. Will promotion be easier in big company?
I think if I talk about related to the promotion, it is a very difficult task in these days because people face lots of obstacles related to the promotion because they get lots of hard work in their life. And sometimes they get not a they get not able to write work. And they that time they demotivate from their skills. So I think these days it is a very difficult task for them.
Why?
because they get more hard work, and sometimes they don't get a time to their family members because they indulge their most of time in the big company.
Speaking, you can go.
Thank you.